Dr. Kemi Politrix, December 9th, 2025. Now, I want to tell you about Bello Matawale, Abubakar Badaru, Nuhu Ribadu, Hadiza, like all the players in this Christian genocide and this insecurity thing going on. You see, when insecurity starts in a country, people are being killed, people are being kidnapped, the kidnappers intensify, and then people who were not kidnappers become kidnappers and they get into the game and they make money. This is why Harrison Gwamishu is where he is now. Now, moving on. Okay, there are many things the media can report to you, the mainstream media, and there are other things they cannot report to you. Okay, during my days in journalism, a good 31 years, you didn't believe me. Notice something, I didn't report politics. I never did the political news beat in my 31 years of journalism. I was close to doing it with Obama, but I didn't. One, because politics doesn't make money, okay, unless you're getting bribes from politicians. That's the only way the political news beat makes money. And I don't take bribes from anybody. So I didn't go near political news beat. Everybody wanted me to report politics, but I wasn't interested. Now that I'm not a journalist anymore and I've retired, I'm a political analyst, okay? I will be analyzing what I see. Okay, this is what retired journalists do. They analyze things in every facet and they move on with their lives. Abubakar Badaru did not resign for his health. Okay, this is what the media is programmed to tell you. Okay, he did not resign because of his health. He was forced out. I wouldn't say Tinubu fired him. He was forced out, okay? Matawale and Badaru are not very liked by Ribadu. Ribadu used to head the EFCC, and at one point he fled Nigeria. Some of you argued with me. You're Gen Zs, you weren't born. At one point, Ribadu fled Nigeria. You can Google these things, and said Obasanjo was trying to kill him. And he moved out of the country, and later he returned from exile. As far as I'm concerned, that was a self-exile. It was a crazy time because he was the one busting all the people that were stealing in Nigeria, okay? He once actually said on the Senate floor that my father and a few others were the only ones that didn't steal. I grew up with Ribadu, but Ribadu may not really remember me because it was his father that I knew very well. If you go to Ikoyi or Victoria Island, there's a road there, okay, Ribadu Avenue or something like that. That actual Ribadu, these are people that I knew in my lifetime when I was 16. Ribadu used to come to our house every weekend. He loved jazz music, so he'll come to listen to jazz with my dad, and he'll come for one single thing, the amala, the ewedu, and the gbegiri. He loved amala so much, and ewedu, okay, and gbegiri abula. And my mother, would make it on the weekends and make chicken stew, and he'll come and hang out with my dad on the weekend. This is what they did in those days when Nigeria was peaceful. Listen to Jazz, eat the amala and all that. He was known. So we used to mock him and laugh like, okay, everybody is here for the amala, da. Nuhu was maybe 19 years old at that time. I was 16. Okay, I knew Nuhu very well. I knew his children, all his children, his wives, everything. But Nuhu was like around 19 when I was 16. But at the end of the day, okay, I knew him for a long time. Imagine Nuhu trying to sue me for 10 billion Naira if I don't change the story I did about him and the EFCC. I exposed him more. During his tenure at the EFCC, things were being sold that he may not have known. Even during Magu's tenure. During Magu's tenure, there were some shady things done that Magu would say he didn't know about. Some of the money they seized from the Yahoo boys, they were sharing it. Many things they seized, they were sharing it. They were doing a lot of fraudulent things. I'm not saying that he knew about it, but cars that they seized from Yahoo boys were being auctioned, okay, which we know that they do sometimes. And Falana bought a lot of auction vehicles from the EFCC in that time. So there was a time error that I made, and I did another video and said, it's not like it didn't happen, okay? It happened during your tenure. Then he now paid Sahara reporters, and I don't know, he paid Sahara reporters and they syndicated it to some small blogs. He didn't gain steam, but he went out on Sahara, threatening me 10 billion because a journalist is telling the truth about you. He's a very wicked and very greedy person. He came and ran for president a few times. You know what I mean? And he didn't win because it's not presidential material. Ribadu does not want Tinubu in there in 2027, okay? The cabal is working on that as we're speaking right now. They want to field Ribadu as your next presidential candidate for APC, okay? I may have broken a big secret to you, but I don't give a fuck. Okay, 2026 is don't give a fuck, all right? He does not like Matawali and he does not like Badaru. He didn't want them there. Hadiza kept them there. And at the end of the day, things have changed. Now, CG Musa is my problem. Deep down, he doesn't like CG Musa either. It's all Ojuaye. You know what I mean by Ojuaye? Yimu. At the end of the day, okay, CG Musa, I never approved him, but I don't have a say. Okay, all the stories I did about Benue Plateau, Logo, yes, massacre, Yelwata massacre. I mean, like, Logo, where was Musa? He was somewhere in Abuja in a banquet or eating and drinking, and they were killing people in Benue. Otukpo, all that. Go and ask David Mark's daughter, who represents that area. They're all the same. The people are the victims. And when I gathered all the Benue and Plateau indigents who live in West Virginia, who came to me, that's how Riley Moore, their congressman, got involved. Republicans are Christians. I did a video earlier today. But if you like, they know the people doing this stuff, kidnapping, killing, all, they know. They don't want to be killing anymore, so now they're kidnapping. And the government is paying money for them to return the people. Let me tell you, when you want to kill somebody, you hire an assassin, right? Are they going to be paid or it's free? It's never free. All that kidnapping stuff, they're exchanging money. That's why they have not returned at least 153 kids from St. Mary's and some of their teachers. Look at how the ones they released look like. So, Mr. National Security Advisor, I've always called for you to step down, all right, because you're a mole and you're part of the problem. He went out to Washington. Look at what everybody wrote under Hegset's tweet, that he's a criminal, he's this, he's part of it and all that. You know what's going on, everybody. Why don't you tell the president? No, you're trying to be the president. I'm not campaigning for anybody. Okay, I'm not anti-North or anti-Yoruba or anti-East. I'm just a retired journalist and a political analyst. And this is what's going on in Nigeria. If you want to know, you want to know. If you don't want to know, don't watch my videos. Because 2026, I don't give a fuck. Many journalists have left Nigeria, fled Nigeria because they couldn't work. They couldn't report news. They put a cyber criminal law there in the Nigerian police code so that you won't be able to report the truth. And we'll continue to tell the truth. Okay? We will.